Hey YouTube, Breakup Brad here, and in this video I'm going to share some common mistakes that people make when trying to get back together with your ex. So if you want your ex back, you're watching the right video. Now in fact, this is a really important topic if you are hoping to get a second chance with your ex, because oftentimes it's actually more important to know what you should not do than it is to know what you should do, because a single mistake can kill your chances and ensure that your ex is gone for good. But thankfully, if you watch this video to the end, you're going to know about the most common mistakes that people make so that you can avoid making them yourself. Now, there are a couple of main reasons why people do dumb things that push their ex further away and hurt their chances of getting them back. Now, the first reason is because they're overcome with emotion and they can't control the urge to do or say something that they actually know is probably a bad idea. So for example, if the breakup ended as a result of cheating or a big fight, then a person might send their ex an angry message full of mean and hurtful comments. And with this kind of mistake, you know it's a dumb thing to do, but you can't help yourself and you do it anyways. Well, obviously, you don't need me to tell you that these kinds of impulsive, heat-of-the-moment things are a bad idea, but hopefully you've got enough self-restraint to avoid doing things like that. The second reason people do stupid things that ruin their chance of getting back together is actually even more common. And it's because what you think is the right course of action to get him or her back, in other words, what seems logically to be the obvious right way to get your ex to take you back, is actually the exact opposite of what you should really be doing. So let me give you a quick example. Most people, in the first month or so after a breakup, will try to reach out to their ex and talk to them about their breakup and their relationship. Maybe it's because they're looking for closure. Maybe it's because they're trying to convince their ex to give them another chance. But either way, doing this is actually a guaranteed way to make things worse. You don't want to be talking to your ex at all in the first few weeks after the breakup, even though it probably seems like an obvious thing to do at first. Even though it may feel impossible, the truth is that avoiding any contact with your ex is essential for some time after the breakup. Trust me on this, even if you think you've got something to say that will change his or her mind, don't talk to your ex. For the first while after your breakup, you want to shock your ex into experiencing how difficult it is to deal with your sudden disappearance. And this, of course, is what the 30-day no contact period is all about. Your ex was used to having you around all the time, and when you suddenly disappear from their life, the pain and the feelings of missing you are going to be much stronger than if you completely vanish, than if you continue to talk to them regularly. Another common mistake, and a great thing to do if you want to destroy any chance of getting back together, is to talk with your ex about the relationship or the breakup. Pretty much any kind of serious discussion, where you bring up old drama, rehash old arguments, or discuss the things that led to your breakup, is a recipe for disaster. This type of discussion is what caused your ex to lose his or her attraction for you in the first place. And oftentimes, it's what caused the collapse of your relationship. So how is revisiting old disputes or talking about past problems going to make your ex want to take you back? All that does is remind them of why they wanted to break up in the first place. So what you need is for your ex to let go of those negative memories and problems that led to the breakup. And in fact, studies have shown that bad memories tend to fade much quickly over time than positive ones, meaning that your period of no contact after the breakup can help your ex forget about the negatives and focus on the more nostalgic and positive memories. So every time you talk with your ex about the relationship or you engage in any kind of bickering or drama, you're really only digging yourself a deeper hole and making yourself look less attractive in the eyes of your ex. The thing many people don't recognize is that the key to getting your ex back is to change their perception of you from loser ex who isn't right for me into great catch that I'm compatible with. Now, obviously, because you've broken up, your ex thinks of you in a negative light right now, or at least the level of attraction has faded to the point where they no longer want to be with you. So when you change that perception, when you do and say things that bring back his or her attraction for you, and you suddenly start to look like that guy or girl that they first fell in love with, then your ex is going to begin to have doubts about the breakup, and they're going to start thinking of you in a romantic light again. Now, I think it goes without saying that any type of begging, pleading, or repeatedly apologizing to your ex after the breakup is a bad idea. Remember, you're supposed to have no contact at first, and especially nothing serious or dramatic. begging and pleading make you look desperate and needy, which obviously isn't going to make you more attractive in the eyes of your ex. Another thing you don't want to be doing is outwardly showing your emotions. So please don't log on to Facebook and tell the world how heartbroken you are. Don't post sad quotes to Instagram or stop talking to your friends because you're too upset to leave the house. Because when your ex sees this, it's just going to reinforce their belief that they're making the right decision. On the other hand, if you get on with life, you act positive and upbeat in general, and you begin moving on, your ex is going to second guess their decision to let you walk out of their life. Ideally, you want your ex to think that you're actually thriving since the breakup, because it's going to be unexpected and it can cause a little bit of jealousy as well, which can be very helpful to winning them back. Finally, if you want your ex back, you should avoid spending all your time worrying about what he or she is doing. Now, I know it's tempting to stalk your ex on Instagram, to talk to mutual friends about them, and to overanalyze every single word that comes out of their mouth. What does it mean? Do they miss me? Is that someone new they're dating? Don't drive yourself nuts by constantly trying to analyze what your ex is doing and what it means. Because quite frankly, it doesn't matter anyways. You can't control what your ex does, but you can control your own actions. So that's where you should focus your time and your effort. All right, folks, that's 5 of the top mistakes that will kill your chances of getting back together. Now, if you've already made these mistakes, or you want to learn more about how to rebuild your ex's attraction and eventually win them back, then the next video you watch should be the one on my website. The URL for that video is breakupbrad.com. Just go there after this one's over, click on the button to select your gender, and watch my full free presentation. In it, you'll learn some sneaky psychological tactics that'll help you win back your ex, and you'll learn what you should say to your ex to make them want you back again. Again, you can watch that all at breakupbrad.com. And if you guys found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube to show your support. And of course, I always read the comments on all my videos, so feel free to comment below with your question or your feedback, and I will reply as soon as I can. And thanks for watching to the end. Good luck, and I will see you in the next video.